All right, on to the subscriber section. Why don't
Cool.
you go ahead there, KG?
Yeah, sure. I'm curious about this one. So this is from John. He says, I'm on the board of a spirits brand and we're agonizing a bit over holiday special packaging, cost, design, will it work or matter? I'd love to hear about limited edition or special edition packaging and what makes it worth the time and cost, or should you stay consistent? Thanks, John.
Good question. Okay, I think so. I'm going to give my very subjective feedback on this. So a company was calling me up asking me this question today. I think the term special edition is very unique because I don't think very many of them are special. And so if we go into Walgreens at Christmas time or any any of these stores, Walmart, you see all of the Johnny Walker Black, you see all of these things and they all look the same. They've got the bottle of liquor in it. They've got a couple of cups or something in it, maybe a shot glass. And this is the special edition kit. So for me, I can think about kind of the data on that, and it's not going to be very special. They sell to a specific type of audience that thinks that the buyer, that thinks that the gift giver thinks the other person wants it. It's probably not that special, and it doesn't get a lot of use. I don't think the investment is probably worth it. But where I think it is worth it is if you actually make something special. And I've thought about this before for the holiday gift sets. If you think beyond the traditional, and what I would be doing is surveying the actual end user, right? All of these people that would that you consume this brand, of what other things that they enjoy in life. And I would almost think of this special edition Christmas thing, this holiday box, as a subscription box. And you see some models out there that do it really, really well, where they're combining things that matter to you in your life that are maybe unrelated, but you get it and you open it up and there's that kind of surprise and delight experience. And you're like, oh, that's cool. And so for me, I think there's a way to do special edition done right, but it probably doesn't look like anything that we see from the store where it's the same thing over and over again. It would be finding out some really unique things that your exact customer, things they love in life, and then probably some kind of co-branded promotion with that into this almost like gift box set where they open it and they're actually surprised and delighted. That would win.
I love that. I still do keep all my Bailey's mugs that I get during the holidays. But
do you? All right, there you go.
I do actually have my Bailey's mugs, but I imagine, but I don't ever, it's usually just because I'm buying Bailey's. That doesn't make me buy Bailey's.
I think some people do like it. I think that a lot of times, because it's the same thing, like that same gift over and over, that it's not as, they use the words like special, and it's just not as special anymore. It's a gift and some people are going to use it, but it's no longer special.
I totally agree. And your idea, we always talk about jobs to be done on this podcast, and your idea of figuring out who your audience is and delight them in a way that's even apart from what is directly related to what they're buying, I think is such a great idea.
Yeah, it doesn't have to, you don't have, the product doesn't even have to be a cup that you can pour your liquor into, right? It can be something else. It's just part of their lifestyle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay, cool. Great answer.
Okay. Well, we had a number of questions having to do with the environment. So I'll get into one of those. So this one is from, I don't know who, from Lucas. I know we've experienced an increase in CPG brands inquiries about green US source solutions. Has Smashbrand seen an uptick in customers seeking circular solutions for packaging in the last 12 to 18 months since COVID-19? If yes, are those customers seeking US-based solutions, perhaps fed up with the reliance on severely disrupted global supply chain? There it is.
Okay, that's a good question. I think this, I don't know how many questions you guys have about sustainability or eco, but this might answer a lot of them right here. So it's obviously something that's really important and it's a great thing, but there's kind of a sad fact with sustainability and packaging design is that most companies say that they want it, right? It's something, now if it's part of your mission and let's say you're making recyclable straws that you're selling and you're not using recyclable materials to your packaging, you got a problem. But a lot of other brands are just trying to reduce their carbon footprint. And so it's not a core mission, but it's something that they want to do and they know it's on trend with consumers. So it's a nice to have for them. And so they call and they're like, hey, when we have packaging, we would love it to be recycled. And then, okay, great. And then if you survey consumers, they say, absolutely, this is important to me. I would like it. I would like to have my products that I buy, my Kraft macaroni and cheese, whatever it is, I want it to be recyclable, yes. And so a brand will go and activate on that and create all this and spend on it. And then when they go into market, they find out that it's not selling. The difference being we're still in a strange place today where consumers are not spending based on what they're telling you. And now if the product is recyclable or not recyclable and it's the same price, right? There's no big trade-off. So they're usually going to pick the one that is eco-conscious. But the problem is like there's a thing called a conjoint analysis that you have to do for real price sensitivity. And if the consumer is paying 80 cents more for this over here to save the environment, unfortunately today that they're not doing it. And it just happens all the time. So to answer the question for him is that number one, yes, brands are calling, and especially today with COVID, it doesn't matter if it's kind of sustainable packaging or any kind of packaging, they are starting to look back at, hey, supply chain in China is really messed up. Like we've backed up all of our product. Is there options available in the USA for manufacturing? We're seeing that come back, not just for sustainable, but we're also seeing a lot of brands back out of sustainability, sadly, because the consumers are not voting with their wallets. If you ask them, they're going to tell you it's important to them, but they're not spending on it.
Unless they ask me about paper straws, and then I'm going to go on a 5-minute Trumpian, rant about paper straws and how terrible they are and how they disintegrate in your mouth. But let's move on from that. So we only have a few minutes left. There was two questions also about does warehouse packaging, so this is, we don't have a name on this one, but does warehouse packaging impact repurchase rates? Could an online-only DTC company increase customer loyalty by providing a satisfying box opening? So many products are going straight to the front stoop via UPS and Amazon. How do you decide if a brown shipping box is not the better option?
I don't think I 100% understand the question.
Yeah, those were two questions. And so they were just saying, like, are there opportunities for when you forego spending a lot on packaging and really, I guess, just focus on shipping the product in a like a UPS box is that what you think there, KG, is being asked? Like warehouse packaging. Does warehouse packaging impact repurchase rates? Maybe we'll leave that one. Maybe it's not clear.
Yeah. I'll answer it a couple ways. I think number one, if you ship your, I think it matters to what the brand is, right? So when you find out like how your purpose is and all of that, right? And let's say that you are this tech product and you ship the product in a brown box and the person opens it up, they're pretty much going to think this thing looks like it was made in China and is terrible, right? There are probably other use cases where it may feel very craft and homemade, and that's okay. So I think it depends on the channel. I'm not against brown boxing at all, but I think it matters to what you're trying to portray, right? If you're trying to have, quality and a lot of like brand essence come across, you're going to want it to be more special than that.
Nice. Okay, last question.
Awesome. Last question. Here we go. This is from, is that Aloe or Ato? Anyways, he's one of the founders of Roast Me, and he asks, does Kevin have any experience or knowledge about how to best use a celebrity quote on a box? And he says that he met with Shaq and wants to put an email he sent to us about the game on the box, but he's not sure where exactly it should go and how to use it best. So there it is. Any advice on placement would be great.
Don't be afraid to
the box for reference. Yeah, roast away.
I would ask where the product's going to be, but I think at the end of the day, my recommendation, I would want to test all of this, but from what I've seen with a whole lot of data is my advice is going to be leave that off the box. You don't need it. It feels a little bit DRTV to me. Like when you're at the as seen on TV kind of area in any store, it's going to be kind of an older model, and I would leave it to the Pilot House guys, right? This is where you can use that quote and build it into marketing campaigns like Papa John's and do a lot of great stuff with it. But I'm probably going to leave it off the packaging.
Fantastic. All right, thank you so much for your time today, Kevin. This will be out in a few weeks. We'll contact you about hopefully co-promoting it a little bit. We'd love, this is great. I just want to thank you for coming on.
Thanks, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I'm glad we got it done despite the adversity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Cheers.